Hi, my name is Rafi. Today I want to share with you what kind of Wikipedia stub I edited and why I chose to edit this one. The title of the stub is $50,000 Reward. I chose to edit this stub because it is a movie, and typically in the past, whenever I have Google searched any movie, one of the first hits is always a Wikipedia link, and the Wikipedia articles are usually very expansive. So I was surprised to see that this one was not. Movies usually have a lot of information that is attached to them, like cast, genre, director, producer, what year it was released, box office hits, among other things. For this reason, I chose to look into this stub and edit it. I think that this stub needs to be edited because the movie was released almost 100 years ago, and I don't want to see any type of history ever be forgotten. Just because we have technologically advanced into an era of better film technology, this is still a film that is part of our history, so therefore I consider it to be important and I think that it should be remembered. Everyone should care about this content in comparison to all other content you can access online because, like I mentioned, it is a part of our history and I think it is important to remember our roots when it comes to film and see how far we have come, but also just have an admiration for these silent and Western films. Sometimes when we watch these older films, it's hard to focus because they are so different from the films that we are used to watching now, but it's pretty cool to just sit back and admire them. I think those interested in this film, or interested in reading this article, would be anyone in the film major or that has taken this Phil 2030 History of Motion Pictures class or something similar. So as you can see, this is what the article looked like before. There's not much going on there, and this is what it looks like now. So as you can see, I've added quite a bit of information about the film and just a little bit about the plot, as well as 2 or 4 references. There's not a lot about the film on the web, but I took everything that I could get. As for the references, I pretty much cited everything that's in quotations because I didn't want to plagiarize the film, but I linked it to the YouTube link where you can actually watch the film. So the rest of the explanation is my own words. I found the film on YouTube and watched most of it. I talk about where the movie is set, some of the charisma from the movie, which comes from the men riding on horses, which is pretty neat and different and kind of takes you into the whole Western feel of it. It's a black and white film, so I added that in. Basic information, I looked into the director a little bit. It turns out that this film is one of his longest running films, so I added that in. I also try to explain step by step what happens in the first 5 or so minutes of the film, talk about what's going on and set the tone for what is going to unfold, and then I talk about the plot a little bit. I think that this approach, the first 5 minutes of the film, explained step by step, makes you just understand so much more about the movie than what was on here before. So I also have IMDb cited for this information. I do believe that I created enough content for the stub status to be removed. Do I think that more content could be added to the article? Yeah, absolutely. I was not able to find too much on the web, but I'm sure if I spoke with a film professor, they would know more about this film or silent films or Western films in general, and then maybe I would be able to include more information. So in conclusion, I believe that content creation is important because it is the up-and-coming modern form of communication and exchanging of ideas. Whether you are creating content for something that exists or creating a brand new piece of content or interacting with pre-existing content, it is important to share what we know because 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 heads are always better than one. And just so that you can see the edits that I did, they are right here. Thank you.